Alright, good morning, my time squad people, guys. Here we go with something new, something off-brand. You already guessed it from that. Yeah, Jane Animations. So,
you already know I like art, but there's other things to me, you know? Aside from art, I like other things too. Like art. In instrument form. When I was 5 years old, my mom put me in piano lessons. And even though I didn't understand what piano really was at the time, it just became a part of me as I grew up, and I still enjoy it to this day. If you didn't know I play piano, then you must be very new here. Do your research. I literally posted a piano video like, 6 videos ago? Nah, just pulling your leg. It's fine if you didn't know. I'm glad you're here. Welcome. But I mean, it was only 6 videos ago. So, I took lessons at this little place down the road. It was quaint and homey, just a really great atmosphere. The owner was this sweet old lady, and she had so much passion for running the place and teaching kids piano. It was great. Until around 8 years later when the place was bought out by another owner. I don't know the exact details, but I'm assuming it was because the place was going downhill a bit and the owner couldn't keep it. So now the little piano place is being run by new people, and they sucked. They literally had no care or respect for the place and only wanted to make money. All the passion was gone, and you could feel the life drain out of the poor place every day. They branched out to other lessons, which doesn't seem bad, but there would be electric guitars playing at the same time as violins, and during my private lessons there would be some kid blasting it on the drums a couple rooms down. Nothing worked. There was no synergy. But no, it got worse. The new owners renovated the place to add dance lessons. So not only are there frickin' drum solos playing at the same time as one-on-one piano lessons, but now there's an extra layer of background noise of bad hip-hop music. I remember trying to play a Mozart piece I was assigned, and halfway in we were interrupted by a lot of people were complaining, but the owners didn't listen. Or care. More variety means more profit, so off with you, peasants. We decided to leave when they added karate classes, so that's how I stopped lessons. To be honest, I already knew the basics of piano, and they were kinda just throwing songs at me to learn, and when I got it down, I just move on to the next and totally forget about the previous one. You know, like when you study for a test just to pass, and then walk out of class the same day like, nice, now I can forget everything. So I was kind of getting bored of the whole routine anyway. For 2 years, I stopped playing piano. I thought I could only play what teachers told me to and wasn't interested in the majority of what they were giving me. I was tired of the typical classic songs and stuff. Not trying to say classical or any of that style of music is bad. I was just sick of learning them and was overall disinterested. Keep in mind, I was doing it for 8 years. In the summer of my junior year of high school, I remember hearing a Pokemon song and thought, you know, this would be really pretty on the piano. I wonder if people have made it into sheet music. And thus, I was introduced to a whole new world of piano music. Jaiden, you aren't a real pianist unless you only play Beethoven and Chopin and Mozart. Anything else is a disgrace to the piano.
Alright,
what are you doing? Do you mind if I use this scalpel to just try and make a big incision in your head? What? Why? You seem a bit close-minded. I started downloading a bunch of video game sheet music I was attached to, and I was re-inspired to pick up piano again. Yay, happy ending! Don't give up on your dreams, kids. Sparkles, fireworks. But what you don't know, unless you know me personally, or have been stalking me for the past 14 years of my life, is that I've actually had my fair share of playing a lot of other instruments too. I was a bit of an instrument dolphin, diving into one instrument, dropping it, and diving into a new one. Repeat cycle. The United States education system is dumb. I think we all already knew that. Also, shout out to Arizona for being one of the best states in the U.S. for education. So I don't know about you, but my elementary school forced 3rd graders to take a Suzuki class where you learn how to play the violin. No one liked it except the 3 or 4 kids whose parents already forced them to learn violin before that. The only thing I looked forward to in that class was trying to get the special violin case with the black interior instead of the normal blue. I realize now that was just a school having absolutely no money and buying whatever they could find to have enough violins for the amount of students. But it was special to me, alright? Nothing else to say about my violin experience. I literally don't remember anything else but just wanting to be the first to the only black violin case. Don't turn that into a racial thing. Looking at you, Wall Street Journal. In 4th grade, they let us choose if we wanted to stick with the violin or switch to a viola, cello, or bass. I chose the cello. Nothing else to that story either. I just played the cello for a year and then dropped it. There was this one girl in class who was literally the smallest out of everyone. Insert easy typical short joke. She chose the bass. The thing was frickin' 2 times the size of her, height and weight-wise. It was almost torture watching the poor girl haul this obnoxiously large instrument to class every week. So that's how the Egyptians built the pyramids. The school also forced us to learn the recorder. That was a nightmare. All I remember about those days were... Guitar! Dudes, calm down with the instruments. What are you trying to do? Turn us into a parade? Again, the school was shoving more instruments down our throats when they barely had the budget to pay for complimentary pencils in their own classrooms. Hey, I don't think you need to be throwing away your money to random crap. You know, I think there's some other people there who could benefit from a bit extra in their salaries. So the school bought guitars, but not enough guitars. They couldn't afford enough for all the students in a class, so we had to share them in groups of 3.
How?
3, not even
That's
2.
impossible.
You tried? One student would have to play a chord, and then the other 2 would just stare at them. No one learned anything. Imagine trying to learn how to write the alphabet. But hey, no. You can't write the letters. You have to watch someone write the letters.
What?
Kinesthetic learning style? What's that? School... What are you doing? Are you actually trying to be low on that education list? You know you're supposed to try for first, right? It's not a high score kind of thing. You're not supposed to go for 50. Finally, of course, there was the typical band option in 5th and 6th grade. The instrument I chose was the flute. The main reason was because when the band teacher came in to show us all the instruments we got to choose from, he let us try and play them without any experience, and when he was explaining the flute, he was like, okay, now the flute is one of the hardest to pick up. It's a bit more complicated than it looks. You've got to figure out the exact special way to align your lips to make the sound because it's a very particular... Holy Mother, I am the chosen one. This is a sign from the heavens. Great God, Apollo has destined me to play this flute. Get wrecked, mates. I actually really liked playing the flute. Since I already knew how to read sheet music from my piano lessons, I was already a step above most of the students, and I had fun. But I had to drop it after 6th grade because taking band in junior high didn't fit into my schedule. Instead, I chose to take an art elective. And you know where that led to.
Oh, God.
Alright, serious business to talk about here. It's actually important. I've noticed a lot of people have been going out of their way to send threats and really horrible messages to other people that, I guess, create similar content to mine. And I just wanted to say, dude, like, stop. I'm getting embarrassed on behalf of what you're doing. These people aren't copying me or anything. They're just having fun making videos. Calm down. They're getting really...
Yeah, that's my video. Get wrecked, scrubs. You can't do what I do.